I'm sure all of us wanted to learn something, be it learning how to play an instrument, learning how to speak a new language, or learning how to speak in public without getting the heebie-jeebies. But if we really wanted to learn how to do something, why don't we just do it? What is the golden seal that is like holding all of us back? What is the Krabby Patty secret formula to finding out what is the most efficient way to learn new things? I've been thinking about this question for a long time, and I think I've cracked part of the code. Think about it for a second. When we were babies, when we were still in the crib, we learned how to do some really crazy things that we take for granted now. We learn how to walk, we learn how to speak a new language, we learn how to count to the number 10, we learn how to use our fingers. Oh shit, I kicked them. We learn how to, use a spoon to like scoop soup into our mouths. And to think that we have learned all of those skills in maybe like a few months. So children grow from useless gremlins to useful human beings, all of that in just like maybe 6 months. And you might mumble and say, oh but Hubble, I'm not a kid anymore, I'm different from them. But that does not mean that you can't learn anything from these children. What's the difference between a kid and an adult? What do kids do that adults don't do very often anymore when it comes to learning new stuff? When I think about a kid is pretty stupid. I mean, we are pretty stupid too, but we are less stupid than kids. But kids are pretty okay with being stupid. For us, we try to sound smart, but in the end we are still pretty stupid deep down. Other than that, kids are pretty shameless too. Like, have you ever seen those kids on TikTok blatantly say the most like unfiltered shit? On top of that, kids have brains like slime, right? It is moldable into any shape. Some kids' brains are molded to become super geniuses like Einstein, while others are molded into skibidi toilet. Whatever the kids are exposed to, they will learn, and they will take anything that you teach them. So from what we discussed earlier, we concluded that kids are stupid, they're shameless, but hey, at least they're teachable. But I would argue that those are the exact qualities that you need in order to learn new things effortlessly. So first of all, kids are not afraid to look stupid. When we were younger, if we saw like a piano in the store, we would walk up to the piano, raise up our hands and like smash the keys a little. Kids are not afraid to just dive right in when they're trying something. They just observe what is happening and they try to copy it. They suck at doing anything they do, but yet they do it anyway. And chances are, if you sit them down and teach them a few things, they will learn and they will remember. I'll now quote quite possibly the wisest man to have ever lived in our generation, Jake the dog. Sucking at something is the first step towards being sort of good at something. We should actively try to suck at something. Instead of being afraid to look stupid, just do it. Because everybody's first time will look stupid. Nobody is born knowing how to do anything. So the first time anybody tries anything, it will look stupid. There's this saying in martial arts, the more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in battle. That quote is pretty complex, so I'll just give you a more modernized version. Take a shit now, so that you don't gotta take a shit later. That is the entire essence of practice. You practice and make all the stupid mistakes now, so when you eventually need to perform, you make less mistakes. Kids are also pretty shameless. Kids, when they learn something, they are not afraid to test it out in the real world. The moment they realize that they can control their fingers, like that, they'll go and touch everything, grab everything, hit everything. And the more they do it, the better they get at using their fingers. And they also learn what not to grab and what not to touch and what not to hit. In the same way, when we were beginners, it is quite easy to think of ourselves as, oh, not good enough, and therefore I should just keep my work to myself. We become like super self-conscious, and because we keep thinking of ourselves as no good, we just don't share our work. But what happens when we don't share our work is that we don't get any feedback. When kids grab or touch or hit something, they get immediate feedback from their parents. Their parents kind of say, oh, don't grab that, hey, don't touch that. Is that a knife? Kids get immediate feedback. And when they get feedback, they learn what to do and what not to do. How to do something and how not to do something. So what I mean when I say be more shameless is that you should be more shameless to look for the feedback that you need. Ask a lot more questions, get help from more people, show off what little skill you have, and if you follow alongside the feedback that you get, you will improve and you will learn. And probably the most important mindset to learn new things is that you have to be teachable. So being teachable is to be humble, to learn from everything. From books, to people, to shows, to experiences, to a random kid doing YouTube. There is always something that you can learn from and something that you can improve on. The philosopher Plato once said, all I know is that I know nothing. And that is absolutely true for all of us. Because there's a million things that we don't know how to do. There's a billion things that we have not experienced yet. So even if we are learning things that we are not normally comfortable with, even if we are learning from somebody who is younger than us, even if we are learning from our dog. Being teachable means finding lessons in your experience. So to summarize, be okay with looking stupid, be shameless to get more feedback, and be teachable and humble. And that's about it. I will appreciate getting a whole lot more feedback because I'm quite new to this YouTube thing. And I'm just seeing how it goes. It will mean the world to me to know what all of you think. And that's it for me. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay, that's much shorter. Cut.